Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I've started the recording, and this recording will be available in this Skype even for next 30 days.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am Harini Sevika here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji, we have Ashwini Mataji, Hindu Mataji, Pransakhi Mataji, PRV, who is can you spell?
Pradeep Prabhuji.
Okay, Pradeep Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Purnima Mataji, Shavnan Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, and myself.
Okay, so I think good to go then.
Yes, Prabhu. I think we have all the participants who have joined the group.
Okay.
So I think I would request others to go on mute so that Prabhuji can speak basically. And if needed, others can I think switch off their cameras as well. Let Prabhuji's camera will be only on, then we can see him in full screen.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all the devotees. So this is the first Skype call we are having as far as orientation of the sessions are concerned. If you have any queries or some lack of understanding during the course of the session, kindly do stop me and ask. It's always better to clarify then and there. I'm not going to deliver like a presentation. I'm just going to take you through the session so you're aware of what the session is. So therefore it's
Prabhuji,
okay. Yes.
So actually some Matajis wanted to know that how long will be the session. So
how long do you want me to go? So accordingly I will organize.
Pransakhi Mataji, you can let us know.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I'm traveling, so I thought I will mute the microphone.
Oh,
So,
okay, Mataji. You're a traveling preacher.
I think maybe first session we can do it 1 hour.
Okay, fine. So then I'll only do the setting the scene session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everybody through the sessions that we'll actually be delivering in school.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
When I come there, once a month I will come there, right? That time, whatever skills training is required, that we will do at that point in time. I was initially thinking I'll take you all through presentation skills. So that when I come there, that time probably we can deal with the skill development part. Otherwise, these Skype sessions we can keep it as only orientation of sessions that we are going to do in the school. So the mentors know, okay, this is what is to be done. So I will do today both the sessions, the junior setting the scene and senior setting the scene. Both the sessions I will do. Okay, I don't look very happy in that photo. All right. So I'll also share my screen. You'll be able to see my screen. I'll take you through the first session plan. This is the junior session. Just 1 minute. Is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see it.
Okay, fine. Okay.
You can enlarge it, I think. You can
Yeah,
magnify it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
You can see? Okay, fine. So, this is the first session that we are going to touch any student with. This is for grade 1, session 1, module 1. I mean, module in the sense, this is setting the scene. This is just an introductory session before we actually get into the first module. The first module is honesty is the best policy. That is the first module. Before that, we have 2 sessions of setting the scene. We are just basically setting the scene, wanting kids to get into the groove of value education. So these are the learning objectives for the session, I mean for the entire setting the scene. Identify a few classmates by their names, because I'm sure many students will also, because they are first graders, they would also come from other preschools. So it will be usually a mix of students. They may not know each other by their names. So, that is going to happen. Identify a few classmates by their names and get to know at least a couple of details about them. Then the second objective is recognize values by differentiating good behavior as opposed to bad behavior. Third objective is demonstrate acceptance of the idea that differences in one another is to be cherished and celebrated. Many times young children, they feel that somebody is not like me, therefore I should not associate with that person, or I should not talk to that person, be friends with that person. So we are trying to kind of nullify that understanding by saying that people can be different from us in whatever way, by religion, by practice, by caste, by state, by different ways, but these differences have to be cherished and celebrated. That is what we are trying to do. So in session 1, which is 30 minutes, all junior sessions, okay, now juniors are 1st to 5th standard students and seniors are 6th to 10th standard students. That's how we have divided. I think I've already explained all those things. Every junior session will be for 30 minutes duration, and every senior session will be for 35 minutes duration. I assume that in most of the schools, the period is 40 minutes or 45 minutes. So for juniors, we keep time for them to come to the classroom and settle and all that. So at least some 5-6 minutes we have kept there. And then you wind up 2 minutes before the bell actually rings, like that. So we have kept the duration as 30 minutes. So here in this session, we are covering these 2, the first 2 objectives. Out of the 3 that we saw, 2 we are covering here. Okay. Yeah. So the first 3 minutes, in the classroom, this is what is happening. The title of this segment is Know Your Mentor. So we are introducing ourselves to the students, or the students are getting introduced to us. So basically here, the instruction is here. You can see this. Request the class teacher to introduce the mentors and the, okay, instead of me reading, can somebody just read this, one of you? This portion alone.
Request the class teacher to introduce the mentors and the accompanying team members. The mentor can then provide a few interesting details which will comfort as well as attract the students. Yeah.
Something which is a little interesting, maybe funny, something like that we can share. The class teacher introduces you, and if you have accompanying team members, like you have an assistant or another mentor with you, something like that, then they can also be introduced by the class teacher. Then after that, you start speaking, the mentor starts speaking, and you can provide some interesting details, some funny things, about you or something like that, basically just to attract the students and make them feel comfortable. So this segment is basically lecture and it takes 3 minutes. The next segment is called Know Your Classmate. Can someone read this? It's a little long, but it goes on for 17 minutes. The activity itself happens for 15 minutes. Then there is a debrief after that, which goes for 2 minutes. Now, these segments, what we are dealing with right now, it says 1.0. That means we are dealing with objective 1.0 here. Identify a few classmates by their names and get to know at least a couple of details about them. So we are dealing with this objective number. Okay, can someone read this?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Form a large circle with all the students in the class. Starting with any student, instruct students to declare their names and something that they like: animal, food, place, person, color, etc. Each succeeding student should declare one's own name and liking, followed by the preceding student's declarations. The activity will pause when a student cannot remember a declaration. The preceding set of successful students should be moved out of the circle and be seated separately. The activity will restart from the student after the unsuccessful student. The set of students that have the most number of successful students are the winners. Each student of the successful set can be given a prize or trophy. Explain
Sorry. Yeah.
Explain that the start of any relationship happens by knowing a person's name and addressing them by that name. Learning, making new friends involves knowing about each other.
Okay, so basically, here what we are doing is, you understood, everybody understood the activity. The first student's name is Abhilash, and the first student says, I am Abhilash and I like Maggi noodles a lot, like that. Then we go in the clockwise direction. The student who's sitting to the left of Abhilash, say that's a girl named Bindu. So she tells, I am Bindu, I like cats. And he is Abhilash and he likes Maggi noodles, like that. Then we go to the third person who's to the left of Bindu, say that is Chitra. And so she will tell, I am Chitra, I like green color. And this is Bindu and she likes cats. And that is Abhilash and he likes Maggi noodles, like that. So it goes on like this until at some point in time somebody gets the detail wrong, or they are not able to, the child is not able to remember the details. So at that point in time, what you do, wherever the child broke, whichever child broke, you leave that child. The rest of the kids, you bring them from where it started, that is Abhilash, Bindu, Chitra, and say the fourth one was Deepak, and Deepak is not able to remember. So you take Abhilash, Bindu, and Chitra, and you make them sit separately in a circle. You can make them sit separately. Then you start from, say, okay, Deepak was not able to. So you start from the person next to Deepak. Say Ishwar is sitting. So you start from Ishwar. Like that you go again. And when you come, when the cycle is completed, you include Deepak also. Now, if everybody is over, everybody gets over, then that whole group is considered as the winning group. You should carry some toffee or something, maybe Krishna conscious toffee. I don't know how you'll get that. So you can carry something that you can give the kids. The winning group, which has the largest number of students, you can give them some toffee. So by this, basically, they get to know each other. So your debrief will be around the key learning. Making new friends involves knowing about each other. And then basically, first thing is to know somebody's name. Then you can develop a relationship with that person. Like in our Krishna conscious process also, unless you know that God is Krishna, that is his name, and you have a relationship with that name, you will not be able to develop a relationship with the Lord as a person. So like that. That's why in the 6 attributes of Krishna, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, Parikara, Vaishishta. That is a sequence. The first aspect that you know about Krishna is Nama. Then you get to know the form of the Lord, Rupa. Then once you know, okay, the name of the person, how the person is, then you want to understand, hey, what does this person do? Even in social sense, that's how it happens. So what does this person do? What are his activities like? Where does he stay? Blah, 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 all that. Then that is Leela. So Nama, Rupa, Leela, then Guna, specific qualities, like that. So that's how the progression is. So you can just explain, not the part where I spoke about Krishna and the holy name and all that, not that, but then just you can tell if you want to develop friendships with other students, then first at least you should know a name, know the person's name and something that they like that. Is that clear? Any query there?
Clear,
Clear.
Prabhu.
Okay, fine, all right. So that almost is half of the session. Then we come to the second objective. Now we are coming to the second objective. This segment is titled Recognizing Values. Can somebody read this? This alone, this portion alone, lecture alone.
Explain that values are activities that are generally considered good behavior, like golden actions and golden words.
Okay. So that's a lecture for 2 minutes. Can Prabhu, are you aware of golden actions, golden words, which are taught to kindergarten children?
Basically, not to tell lie and
Yeah. No, so smile, that is a golden action.
thank you and
Yeah, saying,
sorry. Yeah.
yes. Saying thank you, sorry, please, may I, all of these are considered as golden words. So we are just giving a very, very rudimentary definition of what values are. We're just telling them that basically whatever is considered as good behavior. When you do something, your parent or teacher will say, what a nice child you are, or you're such a good child, like that. So any action that will elicit a response like that, or generally what we know as golden actions and golden words, these are values, because we are talking about value education. So kids may not know what is value education. So we are just giving a very basic definition of what values mean. So we are telling values are golden actions, golden words, and anything that will make people say you're a good child, like that. Any queries around that? Okay. Maunam sammadam. In Tamil, there is one saying like that. If there is no response, that means you have accepted. Okay. Can someone else read the remaining portion?
Display the images and videos that depict good behavior and bad behavior. Instruct students to distinguish between the good behavior and the bad behavior and record their findings. Discuss the correct responses. Explain that good behavior creates good blood and bad behavior causes bad blood. Key learning. Good blood will run all over the body and create more good blood and thereby induce more good behavior. Bad blood does the opposite.
Okay. So this is a class activity called Good Blood, Bad Blood. You can also have a little fun with the children, asking them to say this: good blood, bad blood, good blood, bad blood, like that, a little faster. It's like a tongue twister, so they will have some fun, trying to say. But you can tell this is the activity. Always remember, good behavior causes good blood in your body, and bad behavior causes bad blood, like that. How you want to explain to children without scaring them, you can do like that. So this is 6 minutes plus 1 minute is a debrief. Okay, so I will show you the where's that? Yeah. Okay, so now this is the activity. Are you all able to see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. So we show different videos or images. So we ask children, okay, which is good behavior, what is bad behavior, which will cause good blood, which will cause bad blood, like that. So this is A. So they can either write down on a piece of paper, and then after that you can have a discussion again one more time. Like you go A, B, C, D, E, F, like that you go. You just ask them to write A and ask them to write good behavior or bad behavior. B, good behavior or bad behavior, like that. So you can do like that, or if you don't have the time, if the previous activity has taken a lot of time, then you can just ask the whole class to just tell, okay, what is this, good behavior or bad behavior? Basically, ask them to first explain what is the situation here, and then after that, you can ask them whether this is good behavior or bad behavior. So, can one of you explain what is the situation here? I'm treating you like first standard student, sorry. Okay, I didn't hear anything.
It's a good behavior, Prabhuji.
Okay, why? Why do you think so?
I guess that little child was having that ice cream or whatever is there. She have given. She wanted the big girl wanted that one. She have given her ice cream part of to her.
Okay, fine. That's interesting. Anyone else has a different interpretation of the image? I think Matajis will know what it is. Pranasaki Mataji?
It is good behavior, what I feel, because
No idea, Prabhu.
mother is doing dusting and
No idea,
daughter
Prabhu.
is
Okay, okay.
da-
Mataji is telling no idea. Okay, Gaurav
yeah,
Prabhu.
yeah. I'm saying that mother is doing the dusting and daughter wants to help her mother with the dusting.
Okay, exactly. So, I see. I never thought that it looks like an ice cream or, what is that called? What candy is that? The big one, the fluffy.
Cotton candy,
Cotton
Prabhuji.
candy, cotton candy.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It's not that. Basically, you see the mother and the child both are wearing an apron. Right. So basically, the mother or elder sister, whoever that is, they are dusting, and the small child is helping. She is having a cloth in her hand, and she is assisting the mother in cleaning the house or the dusting or whatever. So that is good behavior.
That's Prabhuji.
So, Prabhu, that's not an ice cream.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. All right. So, all right. This is good behavior or bad behavior?
Good behavior, Prabhuji.
Why, Prabhu?
Because she's
Okay.
washing her hands.
Yeah. So the child is washing the hands, so that is good behavior.
Washing your hands before eating and after eating the meal.
I think your voice is breaking, Sumit.
Yeah, voice is breaking. I could hear like you are talking from moon or something.
I think Prabhuji want to say that she's wasting the water, so this is a bad behavior.
Oh, right, like that. Acha, okay. There's too much water in the sink. Okay, maybe. So that's an interpretation. I'm sure, yeah, kids will come up with something like that. So you can moderate according to what the children are saying. I thought washing the hands, that was good behavior. And she's using the soap because you can see the bubbles there. So that means she's used soap and washing her
Maybe
hands.
due to the network connectivity.
Sorry?
No.
Okay, I couldn't hear.
Sumit Prabhu, I think your connection is having some issue. You can type it down. You can send your response in a message, text.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now C.
This is a bad behavior.
Yeah.
She has basically used, I think, some makeup of her mother and
Yes.
put it around her eyes.
Yeah. And worse still, what is worse? Okay, she has done that. She has taken some mascara or something and applied all over her eyes. What is the behavior that is worse than that?
She lied, Prabhu.
Yes, she's lying. The mother is asking, did you do what did you do? Did you do anything else apart from just going to the bathroom? She's lying. So this is not good behavior. So we can be clear with kids. Some discussion can happen around this there. Okay. What is this? Good behavior, bad behavior?
Good behavior, Prabhu.
Okay, good behavior because this child is helping an old lady to cross. Okay, fine. What is this?
Good behavior.
Okay, so they're waving goodbye to the mother and then they're going to school. So going to school is good behavior because they can attend Parivartan classes. You can
Yeah.
tell them.
And the elder daughter is helping the younger.
That is also very nice. Yeah. Good observation. So the elder child is taking care of the younger child. That is also good behavior. Wonderful. Jai, what about this?
Bad behavior, Prabhu.
Bad behavior. Yeah, so this is not good behavior. So obviously this is something that we can tell. You can have some interesting anecdote or something like that if you have the time. Okay. What is this?
Good behavior, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, the child, the boy is basically folding his clothes and keeping them nicely in a tub. So this is good behavior.
All these are good behavior.
Yeah. These are all golden actions like that. Okay, fine. So this is the activity, and then after this we recap the key learnings of the session and we wind up. So this would have taken you 30 minutes.
Okay.
Though it didn't take 30 minutes here. Okay, so this is the first session of setting the scene. There is one more we will do probably next week. So this is session 1. Then we will go to, now I'm going to session 1, setting the scene of the senior class. This is more or less what I already did when I came there, more or less whatever I did. So you may know most of the things. You can start with dedicating the session to Srila Prabhupada. And then we did this activity, right? KYC, the ABCD activity.
Yes,
Right? Yeah, so it's the same thing. You're going to do the same activity here. So like for the younger children, for the junior kids, we had one icebreaker. We are having another icebreaker for the senior kids here. So we do the icebreaker, and then this urban landscape analysis we are doing. I have only those.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you please repeat that KYC because I was present at that class.
Okay, can somebody explain that? It will be good.
Maybe I will explain him in the evening, Prabhu.
Okay, fine. No, everybody can hear. Quickly, if you can explain. Because this session, more or less, most of the things I have already told Prabhu, so I am just going to revisit it, that's all. So Anybody remembers what icebreaker we did? I want to hear from you, one of you.
So basically, we have done this ABCD like till E. We have requested every member to ask for their age. B was what was that? Basically, first thing was the name.
Birthday.
Name, age. A stand for age, and B for birthday. C for
No, B was for no, not birthday. Anybody remembers?
okay. In our session, we did B for birth date only, Prabhu. Yeah.
B was body weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Body
Right.
weight.
Body weight. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah. And C for color.
Yeah, favorite color.
Yeah. D for I think date of birth we have done. Yeah.
No.
No.
D for dearest
Member.
member in the family, and E for educational qualification.
Yeah, okay. So educational qualification here, they are kids. So you can say if they have studied in another institution previously, that institution's name they can mention. But if they have done their schooling right from the kindergarten in the same school, then it is okay. But if say some child till preschool they studied in some other school and then came from first standard to this school, they can mention the previous educational institution that they studied in, like that. Okay, continue, bro.
So we have done this exercise with all of our colleagues, and then basically then we requested others to tell that maximum number of basically if they remember for maximum number of devotees. So we request them to raise their hand, and then we ask them to repeat what all they have remembered, and then accordingly rewarded them if they know it right for the highest.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can explain little more elaborately later on. So more or less this was the activity. Is there anyone else who was not there on that day? Okay, fine. All right, so this also we did urban landscape and analysis. So we are just going to take the kids through the statistics which are relevant to them. These are only student specific statistics. So, Hindu Mataji, I was not there, she's saying. Okay. So, Gaurav Prabhu, you'll explain?
Yes.
Those who are not there. Okay, fine. So these are some statistics that we take the kids through. And
I was not there, Prabhu. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
Pradeep Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu, for you also, special session.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Special class by Gaurav Prabhu.
Yeah, today evening, Prabhu, I will explain before Bhakti Vriksha.
Okay, fine. So these are some statistics. Then after that, we ask the kids, why do you think these things are happening? Now, why these kind of discrepancies are seen in the society? So you can have a brainstorm around that, and they will come up with different reasons. And we also present our own analysis of why these things are happening. So we go one by one. If you want to explain everything, it will take a lot of time. So maybe just briefly, if a particular point has already been mentioned by a child, then you don't have to explain. They have understood it. But if it is not there, most of these things will not be there. So, they will usually talk about political stuff, unemployment, overpopulation, lack of proper education, some stuff like that they will talk. They'll never come to the basic issues like these. So, we may have to explain certain things like at least wherever the images are coming, these are important things. Like here, misleading media propaganda. Now, I was explaining the other day also. Sometimes media propaganda is so misleading, like say an ad is there. They show that you use a particular shampoo and then after that you tie your hair to some concrete block or some iron rod or something like that, and with your hair you pull off that concrete block or iron rod or something like that. Arey, your shampoo is meant for cleansing your hair. You are not pulling off concrete blocks of the ground. So, crazy stuff like this, very misleading. And people buy also. Oh, Gania fructus, if you buy, your hair will become that strong. You can pull concrete blocks. So, stupid stuff like that are shown. You drink Mountain Dew, then you can go and fight with a mountain ram or a mountain goat or something like that. Oh, I mean, absurd things come in ads, and we also follow, those things, those trends that are there. So some explanation can be given. Okay, here, misplaced aspirations and perceptions. Today, education is always tied to money. Why do you go to school? Because I want to get into a good college. Why do you want to get into a good college? Because I want to get a good job. Why you want to get a good job? Not because I want to contribute to the society, I want to do something for the society. No, nothing. Because I want to earn a lot of money. Why do you want to earn a lot of money? Because if I earn a lot of money, then I can buy a lot of stuff which will make me happy. So ultimately, my whole aspirations, perceptions, everything, they are completely misplaced. So I tie education not with the development of my character, but with earning money and being happy. So you can explain a little bit about that there. So the other thing is improper, insufficient guidance from elders. That is also there. This is also one of the things. Lack of worthy role models. Most of the role models for the youngsters today, you can actually do that as a discussion in the class. You can ask children, okay, who's your role model? Who's your role model? Who's your role model? Inevitably, you will see that most of the kids would have either named a movie actor or a sports person. In our Vedic understanding, you don't have to tell this to a child, but just for your information, in our Vedic understanding, sports people and artists like drama artists and all, they were Shudras. So today, people with the mentality of Shudras, of course, every Kalau Shudra Sambhava, that's a different thing. But even in their occupation, who are doing that kind of work, they are the role models for young children. So what kind of society can you expect where Shudras are leading everybody and the politicians are Shudras, the role models are Shudras? What can you expect from a society like this? That's why there is so much chaos here. So, no, ultimately not following a principle-driven life. So this also we have seen, so you can, just part of it, you can read it and explain. So you ask them, shouldn't we be doing something about this? What do you think we should do? So here again, you can have a discussion. Shouldn't we do something about this? Obviously, they will say yes. Then you ask them, okay, now you have told yes, what do you think we should do? So this will be a very nice introspective discussion that you will be having with students in the class. Then finally, after, if you have a flip chart or something, you can, of course, the session plan will be there. All these instructions will be there in the session plan. It will say that, note down unique points on the flip chart. If there is a flip chart or a whiteboard or something, you can always write what they're saying. What do you think we should do? You ask the question and kids will come up with some amazing solutions. Sometimes they may be brilliant also. So you recognize those contributions. If we can take something from those discussions, please bring them back to us. Please tell us that a child told like this. We can actually exchange in the group also, that I went to the classroom today, we had this discussion, and this is what a child told. It will be so inspiring for everybody in the group if we keep sharing our exchanges with the kids, right? Okay. So after all that discussion, okay, so many possible solutions have come about. We've listed so many possible solutions. We also present Parivartan as one of the possible solutions. Then we explain here, you can see here, the four, this I have explained already, the 4 dimensions, the body, mind, intelligence, and spirit. So this is a physical dimension, there is a mental dimension, there is the intellectual dimension, and there is a spiritual dimension. And then I explained to you, when all these dimensions are working in harmony with each other, then the outcome is ethical or principled living. We follow principles in life. Our actions are governed by underlying foundational principles. There is a basis for my living. I'm not living like an animal. There are foundational considerations on the basis of which my actions are based. So, for this, all of these dimensions have to work in harmony with each other. So that is parivartan. Then, these things you can just explain. This is all data, experience of the parivartan team in the past. And basically, we are looking at transforming the child. You can tell transforming you. You're like a caterpillar now, or maybe a half-grown butterfly. But we want you to spread your wings and fly. And whatever motivational talk you want to give there, make it colorful, make it very, very inspiring for them. Spread your wings and fly and become a bloom into a full-blown butterfly. Be able to go anywhere and do whatever you want in life, which is contributing to the well-being of the society, like that. So, and that is the meaning of the name of the program also. Parivartan means transformation. That's our name, and that's our goal as well. Transformation, to bring about transformation, that is our goal, and that is our name also. So how do we do this? We are just giving them a heads up on what we do in the classes. So we will give you a lot of information about what a particular value is. Say we are talking about friendship. So we will talk about what is the meaning of friendship? Who is actually a friend? Who is not a good friend? So a lot of information we will give you about the particular value, which will help you understand or comprehend that value. We will do that. Then we will also give you through a lot of activities, which are some of them maybe a lot of fun. You can have fun. At the same time, you will learn where all these things that you have understood, the theory, the principles that you have learned, we will also give you opportunities in these activities in the classroom to apply these principles, apply this knowledge. And we will also have evaluation. You can explain the online evaluation process that is happening. So these are the things that you will be doing in the class. So we can explain that. Then I think I narrated the story of the lion inside the other day. So you narrate this story, and then we tell them, just imagine this scenario that I am dying or I'm dead. And then people who know me, they're writing obituary cards for me. You can explain what's an obituary card. That's a card what people write when somebody dies. Like sometimes they release obituaries in the newspaper also. They'll put in fond memory or in loving memory of so and so. They lived as a great person, this, that, whatever. Now some remembrance about that person. So this is called as an obituary or an obituary card. So how do you want to be remembered as after you're no longer there? How do you want people to remember you? What kind of a person should people think you are? What would you want your obituary card to look like? Your obituary card is obviously going to start like this. Here was a person who, like that. But then after that, what should come? Should people think that here was a person who I'm very happy about not being on the planet? Or here was a person who was always angry and distressed? Or here was a person who was soft, who was gentle, who was compassionate, and a great giver of himself or herself, like that. How do you want yourself to be seen once you're no longer on the planet? So here is one example of a person who also wanted an obituary written like this. He said, after I die, I want it said of me that I plucked a weed and planted a flower wherever I thought a flower would grow. So these are the words of a very famous personality. You can ask kids if they know. They are the ones who are familiar with the poems and all that. But this was basically told by Abraham Lincoln. So you can ask if they know and then reveal that this was Abraham Lincoln's desire, that he was thinking about how people would think about him after he died. So, so think of these things. Do you want to be known as an arrogant, proud, ungentle, rude person who was never truthful, who was always manipulating, never kind to other people? Or you want to be seen as someone who was gentle, who was compassionate, like that? So people will not remember you by the accomplishments. No, people don't remember any of the great emperors, be it Alexander or Julius Caesar or Napoleon Bonaparte or Ashoka the Great or whatever, by how many soldiers they killed or how many square kilometers of territory they occupied or what was the number of gold coins in their khajana. They don't remember based on that, but the legacy that they left behind in terms of which kind of a person they were, who they were, not what they were. So that is more important than our mortal mere material accomplishments. Somebody wants to ask anything? Okay. So that's the end of session 1. So with your setting the scene and the activity and the explanations and all of these things, it will take around 35 minutes for you to complete this session. Okay. Everybody can switch on their microphones. I hope there is no feedback, but then we'll just try. Okay, so is it clear? We have gone through 2 sessions, one for juniors, one for senior.
Yes, Prabhu.
Jai, great. Unanimous decision. So what do you think? You will be able to make it interesting? Will you be able to elicit a lot of discussion from the students? What do you think?
Prabhuji, basically, like when we'll have kids interaction between each other, then I think it will take more time for them. It will require more time. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. We have done in some 15 minutes or something. Right? Definitely it will take more time because a lot of interactions will happen. Kids will want to speak. They would want to contribute to the discussion, depending on what type of kids we have. So there will be a lot. It will definitely take a lot more time. Yes.
Basically, like we can note down their names because we may not be able to grasp so many names that.
Okay. So yeah, in terms of even the first icebreaker activity, you can actually note down the names. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for us to remember. Yes. Anything else? Anybody wants to add?
Prabhuji, I have a question. Suppose in case if the time overshoots, how do you handle? Like say you have so many kids with which you cannot able to, complete the session.
Okay. Prabhu, generally we should avoid overshooting a particular session and dragging it into the next one. Once you see the time, the session plan and the time schedule given in the session plan, we have to follow that. So if some very interesting discussion is going on and then you don't have the time, you have run out of time for that particular section, you have to do a hard stop. You'll have to excuse yourself. You'll have to tell the kids that I'm very sorry. I'm aware that it's a very interesting discussion. You want to contribute, but we will see if in the forthcoming sessions, if we have time after our session, we'll pick up this discussion again one more time like that, and earnestly try for that. See if you can pick up the discussion make a note of it somewhere where you can remember that this discussion is pending. Kids want to contribute still. So in the next session, if you have time, then after that you can continue this discussion. But only after you finish a particular session can you look at taking something from the previous session and doing. So one of the priorities would also be to ensure that we complete the session. Anyway, we will see how it goes, because sometimes we hear that, say, the logistics itself is not very conducive. Students take 10 minutes to come to the classroom, and then a lot of time is going in the commute. So we'll have to take those things into consideration, but we will see, bro, how it goes. But generally, it's not a good idea to overshoot time.
Got it. Okay, bro. Thanks, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else wants to add, share, comment, question? Pranasaki Mataji, anything you want to add?
No, Prabhuji. It's
Okay.
nice idea. Yeah, to engage the higher classes also.
Okay, fine. All right. So then I think that's the end of the session for today then. So we will meet up next week. I will take you all through. Next week would be 12th. Is there any festival? No. Okay, so 12th, next Saturday, same time, 11 o'clock, we can meet. I will take you through session 2 of setting the scene for both junior and senior. And 19th and 26th, depending on where we are doing, whether it is Skype or I am coming over there or you are coming here or whatever, depending on that, we will try at least truthfulness, the first session, at least before the school starts, a couple of sessions we will try and finish. So we are a little ahead in terms of orientation of sessions.
Okay,
Cool, bro.
Okay. I will also start sharing the content online. So, you will be able to prepare also. Maybe by 15th or something, we are just getting the online sharing things in place. It's not yet ready. So we're just getting that ready. We can do it on Google Drive for the time being. Then later we can see how it goes. So maybe in a week's time or something, I will start sharing the sessions. Okay?
Okay, bro.
Fine. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Gathering. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.